Hello, everybody. Hi, Elaine. Thank you for making it. So I wanted to show you a way of using the Polyclayplay cutters. That's not, how can I say, orthodox, not mainstream, but it can still make very pretty stuff. So I'm choosing this, and I'll show you two different things with it. What I have here is Primo, translucent and pink, mixed at a rate of about 2/3 pink and 1/3 translucent. And I have three different, of course you don't have to use all three. You can use just one. But I have three different sizes of these cutters that are for making earrings. Traditional, that's it. I'm sorry, I have a headache. We had a pretty hot weather in the last couple days, and now there's a cold front, low front coming through, and the barometer just nosedived. I mean, it didn't even go, slowly, so it's at a 29.7 right now, at least last time I looked. Let me see if it went even worse. Yeah, no, 29.72. But it went low all of a sudden, so yeah, not very nice. And then I'm using this little modeling mat that's for Sugarcraft. And if you want, I've shown this before, but if you want to, hold on, let me go there. If you want something like this, you can find it on my Amazon influencer store. You look for flowers. Let me try and find it. And if sometimes you find stuff that's not available in my lists, believe me, I go 2, sometimes 3 times a week to update. But sometimes the prices change or things become unavailable all of a sudden, and it's very hard to keep up. Where the heck are my flowers? Flower making, there we go, flower making supplies. So that's a foam pad for decorating with Sugarcraft. And what I got because you have all kinds of stuff here. I got actually these ones that I see now that they are unavailable again. But you get 2 of them, and this one I need to. And this is horrible. I forgot to check before starting the. Anyway, you know what to look for. But they are like twice the size of. I mean, the size of one of them is double what I'm showing you. I just simply cut them in 2 each of them, so now I have 4 of them. But they are very good for manipulating polymer clay as well, not just Sugarcraft. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this is on an 8 on a Makins machine. I'm trying to get rid of all these little Finnegan hairs that I have, because somebody was busy apparently last night. And I'm going to cut all 3. You notice that this doesn't really show because these are made on purpose. You see the thickness it should be. So this being very, very thin, it will not show the the lines for the petals. All right. I didn't get my. And we are going to, first of all, remove this because we do not need this. But yeah, you do want the clay to be fairly thin, right? And I'm going to place them here on my little fondant thing. And then I'm going to do a little bit of cutting. You don't have to go all the way. My fingers are sticky. Just make sure that you cut towards the center. Actually wondering if I shouldn't even cut one piece that's half the size of this. How has the weather treated you? Because I know the whole country is in either blizzards or tornadoes or heat or something is going on. Okay, I didn't cut this one properly. And you want your clay to be very well conditioned for this. Okay, and then the next thing will be you grab your a little piece of paper towel, put some Armor All on it, and make sure that you do your bowl stylus on it properly, and then start I need to put a little bit on my finger too. I just didn't want to have to again reschedule because I'm tired of having to reschedule stuff because of my health. It's getting more and more, believe me, you get frustrated, but I think I'm getting even more frustrated. Come on. Yeah, I was looking at the other day, because when you had some bad storms going through, Elaine. But I saw that you didn't get hit by anything tornadic. So, and I don't know if you follow me on Facebook, and I'm not talking about the Kalyana Design Facebook, I'm talking about my personal profile. You know that we had here mid-March, we had tornadoes, so I am definitely not looking forward for this year's tornado season, because obviously it's going to be horrible. Alrighty, so This will be the first one, and then I need to do the same for each of them. Obviously, I'm going to use a different ball stylus for each of them. And I know right now it doesn't look like much of anything, but we'll see here in a little bit how it's going to look in the end. And you know, before I put this away, let me just cut the smallest one first. So again, if you see me not doing perfect stuff, just please remember I have the headache from heck. But anyway, today I wasn't able to do much stuff outside because I tried, even if it was a little bit cooler than yesterday and the day before yesterday. Yesterday we had 97 degrees. And remember last week, I think it was, that we had 27 in the morning. So yeah, that wasn't very pleasant. And again, the same thing, I am treating my little ball stylus to some Armor All to make sure that it will not stick, because it's one thing when you have to unstick a separate petal, and a different thing when you have to unstick a petal that's connected to the whole thing. And yeah, sometimes you have to go back and separate them again. And just make sure that you wipe your ball stylus like every other petal. And you can even make it even thinner than this. The tips of the petals, I mean. Now for this specific design, you will need a specific kind of base. Make sure that they are not connected. Oh, come on. And what's my next one? Okay. And as you can see, I'm going to smaller and smaller ball styluses. And we just do this to every petal end. Yeah, and sorry for having to all the time, but as I said, I was a little bit outside and something is blooming big time, and apparently I am sensitive to that, whatever that something is. I think it might be the Bradford pears, but I don't know, the closest ones to me are kind of like at the end of the street, but you know, wind takes pollen all over the place. And you want to insist on the very middle to make sure that they are very thin at the edge. Okay, and and I'm going to have to separate them again. And you can make this into earrings, you can make this into pendants, you can make them into all kinds of stuff. Let me know if you think that I should bring the camera, I should zoom in, or if you can see what I'm doing without the zooming. Okay, and we are going to make the base. Now for what's going to be, oops, I didn't cut right here. I cut wrong. Little thing. Now for doing what we want to do is we are going to need a little bit of a base that is, and I do recommend that you do the base separately and then place it on a different base in order to apply the final base on which your pendant or whatever is going to be laying on. I do have a little bit of problem here. Alright, so what we are trying to do here is, let me put this away so I can show you. So I have here some jungle green, and I am going to get it into a ball. And then I am going to, let me place it directly where I'm going to bake it. First of all, I'm going to make some with the blunt part of my X-Acto knife. And then place it here and actually it's a little bit too big, sorry. This is way too big. Let's do it this way. Hey. Okay, so I want to mold it a little bit on the ball stylus. Again, this is not supposed to be something super realistic or anything. It's just an easy way to use these cutters a different way than just as plain cutters. Okay, now just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put a drop of bacon bun here just to make sure that my little thing stays in place. Of course, it's going to come off once it's baked. And then I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom here. I put more than a little bit, but oh well. Again, hi Darla. I'm grabbing the thickest one, the largest one. And gently kind of shape it on the I enlarged it. Darn it. Hold on. Just grab it together. Yeah, my headache is horrible. I wonder if it's going to change into a migraine, because it kind of feels like that. Okay, this came up horrible, but it will have to do. And grab the second one and get this together. There we go. It starts working. I just have to keep drenching my fingers in Armor. Apparently they are very dry. Okay, and we want this to be kinda sorta. Grab a smaller one. And there we go. And now we have a sakura. It's a little bit. I'm trying to get it to stick higher. Of course, you're gonna have to reposition some of these a little bit. But essentially, and this can be a sakura, this can be a mini zinnia, this can be whatever you decide it to be. The other thing that you can do is to make to use a little bit of chalk pastel to make them double colored. And let me show you how we do that. I'll do this as and actually I'm going to show you with the second. Give me just a second here. The second one, it's like just half of a flower. And on this one we are going to use the chalk pastels, but we will be using the other part of the cutter. And again, there will be none of these petal lines, but, and thank you, Elaine, but it will nevertheless be pretty. So and remember, you have to have your clay as thin as possible when it comes to thickness. And again, the same thing, I'm going to place them here. Come on. Only that this time we are going to make them, and you can actually do 2 of them if you want to make a whole thing, but this time I'm going to make them more like oh god, I'm having a brain fart. It's those flowers, they start with a G and they are usually used at funerals. And not gardenia, because that's the only thing that comes to my mind. Oh. Goodness gracious me. You'll figure out which of them they are. Okay, and I'm going to use a little bit of fuchsia-like chalk pastel, but again, it can be used for any other color. It depends, any other flower, not geraniums, the ones that are all frizzly. And they make, you know, like the round, the oval wreaths that go over the coffins. And they are sometimes worn at the lapel by guys in tuxedos. My keyboard is on the other side of the table, so it's hard for me to do researches. And by the way, these can be washed. And I'm going to extend it towards the end for quite a bit. I might use a different color for the end. Carnation. Yeah, it doesn't start with a G, it starts with a C. Carnations, yeah. Sorry about that. As I said, headache. You know how it is when you have a headache and you're trying to do stuff? It doesn't percolate very well. I swear to you, I'm not getting senile. Let me add a little bit more here. But yeah, I'm having I'm going through a phase in which I'm trying to figure out exactly what meals raise my blood sugar. So my fingertips are a little sore because I keep poking like 4 and 5 times a day. But it is necessary if I want to bring this under control. You know how it is. Yeah, apparently today I don't think like anybody. Okay, so we got this, and now obviously because I have the all that dust there, it's going to be much easier to this time. You'll notice that I'm going more lateral. First before doing anything else. And by the way, if you do this, if there's any kind of lip where the cutter cut, you're going to get rid of it. I mean, it's going to be incorporated. So this, and then we go like this. You want to thin out the very edges a lot. And you can do the same. And why I suggested to mix the regular clay with translucent, it's because obviously flowers do have a little bit of translucency. I personally, now I know what helps with mine, but I don't feel like it. I personally like to put a little bit of very fine mica as well, because if you look at the flower petals in the sun, it's almost, because there are all those cells that have liquid inside, right? The cells in the petals, they have a mica-like shimmer. So if you want to go very realistic with flowers, you always have to mix some translucent and just a tiny bit of, I don't suggest mica clays. I'm suggesting mica powder, and the finer the best. As you know, I prefer for super fine mica powder, I prefer the Nurture Soaps mica, because they have super fine mica, because that's a soap mica, so you don't want something that would feel gritty on your skin, right? So they have, and it's very good quality. I'm using their mica powder a lot, and it's very cheap. I mean, you get a whole bunch mica. There's stuff that I had for like 6 years and I didn't even use half of it. So see, I'm going from the bottom towards the top, rolling. To kind of maximize the ruffleness. And with this you can make several flowers without position, kind of like this. And you'd have several flowers of different sizes, and the smallest one you can even just make sure that the edges, the edge petals are going in. And of course you can use the chalk pastels on the other ones if you want more color depth. But yeah, there you go. And then all you need to do is to apply. You can even put them on decorative objects. You can, like on jewelry boxes, or you can connect them with wire, because all they need is just a little bit of jungle green, or you can mix jungle green with some wasabi to get more so you go with a little line like this, and then you bend it. Now you can see, you bend it like this, then you just place it on top, and there you go. You get a pretty little flower. So yeah, did I do the other one? Let me get this off of here so I don't topple it. There we go. Let me see. I don't know what I did with it. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. But yeah, two different, I mean, on top of what they are made for, right? These cutters, on top of that you can make two different things when it comes to little flowers. And we'll do more of this kind of stuff. And I've been planning on doing some shorts, but as I think I mentioned before, I am getting again a cottage garden. One of my neighbors is going to help me with the digging part, so I can have fruits and vegetables, because not fruits, vegetables, because with the prices being what they are, obviously if I want to eat healthy, I kind of have to. And I don't know if I ever showed you before. Let me show you really quick what I used to have, and I gave up because I couldn't really take care of it much. Okay, let me see if this is okay, so let me get on the display. See, this used to be my backyard. As you can see, I have a lot of decorative stuff. On the pergola here, what's climbing are cucumbers, and then I have all kinds of other stuff here. Let's go ahead a little bit. I had herbs and eggplants and tomatoes and cucumbers and okra and mint and zucchini squash and melons. These are just decorative, and elderberries, and see, like, there's, and pole beans. That's a hot chili pepper. It's actually a Romanian chili pepper. Let me get one year ahead. Maybe in this one, maybe. Let me see. That's the year prior. And I have to go through the spring because the spring doesn't have a lot of stuff. As you can see, I have these beautiful oriental lilies that bloom at the end of May, beginning of June. Let's see. Oh no, I just went through this. Why did I go through this again? It was 2016, 2014, 2015. This is a different one. I had strawberries, yeah, also. And I had 4 different kinds that would fruit at different times in the summer. And that's in June. All my oriental lilies are in bloom because I had them come in rows. Okay, this is not a good one. Let's see, 2014, because I know that in 2016, because I know in one of these years I had it in full. And I had all kinds of things. And this is actually the front yard. Oh no, 2013. I don't want to keep you too long, but let's see here. Yeah, I had a friend who made fun of me because I ran out of lollipop sticks and I put little plastic spoons, and she was like, "Are you growing ladles?" But yeah, I can see the zucchini squash in bloom. And all kinds of various things. And yes, I had a flower bed. Somebody put to the curb a baby bed, and I just had a wooden box made, and I made it an actual literal flower bed. You can see the zucchini squash. I like the Lebanese white zucchini squash the most. I like the taste, and they are not fibrous at all. See, these are okras. They are not. They are not. This is Rose of Sharon, but this is okra. And I have lemon cucumbers. I love lemon cucumbers. They're absolutely delicious. And I usually have so many that I keep giving to the neighbors. You can see here also harvests, days harvests, and bell peppers and all kinds of stuff. And I had my hot peppers. This is a day's worth of lemon cucumbers. And I do, let me get back. And I do put my, I would pickle the okra, and I would also put the chili peppers in vinegar for winter time, and they are delicious. So anyway, I'm trying to explain why I'm a little bit more tired than usual. But I hope, and if you ever need any kind of advice for gardening, you can definitely message me, because long time ago, before I came to the US, my last job was I was a general manager of a company that dealt in among other things, digital equipment for measuring quality of the soils and other stuff, and but also fertilizers. And my employees, I had hired retired agronomical engineers, and I learned a lot from them. So if you ever need any kind of advice, just message me and I'll be glad to help. So I hope you enjoyed this, and next time we are going to do something else. Again, won't be using some of these beautiful cutters, and it's going to be something about 4 gemstones. So I hope to see you all next Sunday. Okay, thank you all so much. Don't forget, if you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next Sunday. Bye.